Well, thank you so much, Aisha and Sumita, for that. Katie, let's get straight into it. Sports shaping nations, it's a very, very interesting topic. And I want to start with, major sporting events like the CWG, the Commonwealth Games. How much do you think they help in shaping national identity and global influence as well?
Oh, they're hugely significant. I mean, you just have to listen to the amazing speech by the president yesterday about India and its development. Being a global sporting power fast-tracks that in terms of everyone loves sport. Whether you're a child that aspires to be your superhero, or your superhero which is driving brand growth, or you're working diplomatically across the nations, it is a huge thing to host international sporting events.
And let's also talk about it from the India perspective. You've been in India, the president has been in India. There have been some informal conversations about 2030 Commonwealth Games as well. So how have those conversations been like? You've toured possible venues as well, if I talk about Bhubaneswar or Ahmedabad as well. So what are the conversations like?
Well, firstly, I'd like to say that I am so impressed, and I know the president is so impressed with the world-class infrastructure that is all around India, but we did have the opportunity to just have a look and see what the plans are for the future. So from that perspective, it was amazing. The political support, the passion by the people that showed us around about how important multi-sport events are to transform the nation was really, really impressive. And so the will is there. When you understand the power of a global sporting event like the Commonwealth Games to really fast-track development, it seems like something that India is really up for, and we're really keen to work with them on this expression of interest process.
Well, absolutely. That is going to be very interesting to see. Luciana, I want to bring you in as well. Let's talk about, what do you think are the top strategies when we talk about sports shaping nations that they can imbibe to ensure that there is a strong pipeline of champions that keeps on creating?
Good morning to everybody. Thanks to Times Group for organizing this event, invite me, invite us. The ISSF is the World Shooting Sport Federation. We are working hard for a long time, of course. It is our mission. We also organize 15 events in the Olympics. So you can imagine the story, because the story of the Olympics started with Pierre de Coubertin, that was a pistol shooter. So we are working hard. We know that the world is change. We want to be part in the new change. ISSF work hard all around 163 countries in all the continent, like this international event like Commonwealth Games, because we have to share the passion of sport. For me, it's passion of shooting. So, but we open the new season in which we offer a big chance to the young generation, because we have to realize that it is their time. Women, equal gender is another mission that we just collect in the last Olympic Games last year in Paris, and this is one reason more that we are in this direction. Of course, we know that the global dimension need new vision. I learn also from this event many important matters. The great speech of the President and the Prime Minister Modi yesterday and the Minister today was really opened me some really interesting message that I can share with my board, and working together, because together is our goal also. And this is the reason that really I appreciate to stay here, but ready for the new season. The new season in ISSF is just started.
And Luciano, you're also talking about Olympics and the big events, but if we talk about India, 2025 will be special in shooting because we're hosting the Junior World Cup as well. Yeah. So that push at the junior level is also very, very important to see them at the global level at the Olympic stage. Yeah,
great. This year in India, in Delhi, you will host and we will host the Junior World Cup. This is concrete action that after the last year that Delhi in India, the NRA of India, hosted the World Cup final after the great Olympics. So the best athletes in the world was in India. This is one reason more that we also rely on the academy, ISSF Academy. In India, you are working hard and very well. Here in Delhi, in Bhopal, with great attention for the young generation. So, but under the regia of the expertise. So this is very important, opening new season. And Academy is our, not words, but our mission that we are working together.
Katie, let's also talk about sports governance. We all know the importance of players and athletes, but sports governance is also equally important. So what do you think of its importance when we talk about creating a winning culture amongst nations?
Great governance is vital in terms of reputation and how you're perceived, whether it's as an international sport or as a country. And I know that, you know, as a past athlete in Olympics and Commonwealth Games, I think of anyone who works in an administration leadership role owes it to be the best they can be off the field when we have that pressure on athletes on the field. So good governance is about getting the right structures, having the right people, and making sure that they're making the right decisions in a transparent way that actually benefits the stakeholders. And sometimes we get that wrong, and it's clear we have examples of that globally. But it is absolutely important for sustained success to have exceptional leadership inside sport at all levels, whether it be internationally, nationally, or at a club level. So, you know, it's so important.
And Luciana, let's get back to shooting. I mean, what steps are being taken to, go with the modernization of the sport, make it more TV-friendly or youth-friendly as well? What is the ISSF doing on that part?
We believe that communication now is necessary, especially for our sport. That is the most safety sport in the world, shooting. Can you imagine how many delays we have for our communication? So, but we open a new season in which we start also to open the door to e-sport. We are, ISSF, together with only 9 international federations, together share the new dimension of e-sport. So a new era in which we want to not forget our story, but include it for the new story and working together for the future. So this is really change in very short time, because our federation lose many time in the past. Now we are running, and thanks for this chance that you give me in the name of our ISSF to show what we are doing. Really, we need, we want, and we are doing this. Can you imagine that we are just ready for the next Olympic LA 28 with all the 15 events, but my dream, our dream, organize an event in this next Olympics in which they compete in the men and women compete in the same competition. Who will be the best, a woman or a man? This is a dream, also for IOC, for our International Olympic Committee. So we are very close for the final proposal, but as you can know, you understand, I am now the majority is women. Also, the minister before talked very well about the equal gender and also more power for the woman in all the sport, especially in our sport. But for the first time in ISSF, we have 4 vice presidents, never before. 2 are men and 2 are women. So this is equal gender. So we open our door, our window for the new season and for realize the dream together.
Katie, another important aspect of sports shaping nations is having the best sports infrastructure as well. So how do you think can, that investment help nations as well, investing into good sports infrastructure?
And clearly I saw a lot of that last week when I was in India. It is really important to have athletes and communities to have access to world-class facilities that are run really well is really important. But it is also as important to have fantastic leadership and talent programs that link communities to elite athletes, because it isn't about one or the other. You know, the champion on a world stage came from a small community somewhere. So making sure that that pathway is correct is vital.
And since we're on the topic of infrastructure, we've also officially initiated the bid to host the 2036 Olympics as well in India. So do you think that would possibly be the landmark moment for India? Well,
events like that are the big of the bigs. Now, I'm not an IOC member, so I won't be voting. But from what I've seen, I think that, and what I've heard from the politicians and the brands today and the excitement for things like pickleball, et cetera, hosting an Olympic Games in India would be absolutely transformational. And with that, hosting the Commonwealth Games in 2030 is a fantastic platform towards that.
More importance to the 2030 Commonwealth Games first from Katie's side. Luciano, also let's talk about the biggest challenges that are there when we talk about, promoting any sport. What do you think are the biggest challenges in terms of promoting a sport like shooting? What have you faced?
Challenge for sport is big. It's open everything in the good and the best way. Of course, all sport can open good connection around the world with different countries. It can support the economy, can support the friendship, the good relation around the world. This is one goal of the sport, all the sport, of course. We know that after we organized this event, that was the Olympics, was really great chance for the country that hosting this event. So I am sure that India, this year, for the Junior World Cup here in Delhi, can have a big chance, not only for the young athletes, but also for the delegate, for open connection around the world, and show what India are doing. So great, for me, great surprise in these 2 days. Really, again, congratulations to all of you. But it is important to show also in ISSF family. And we will be held next October here in Delhi, and we will see also in the future. And thanks for the academy that you have here in Delhi, that you have in Bhopal. You are working hard and very, very well for all the athletes, all the athletes. No one type, no, all. At the score in the Olympics, Manu, your Olympic champion, was really great.
Luciano, since we're on the topic of an international competition, do you think international competitions impact a country's economic and diplomatic standing as well?
100%. It's a big chance in this, especially in this area around the world. The friendship is very important to realize. Also, the minister talked about the war, about the critical situation around the world. So this is very important. Sport has really true power, and we are ready. We are ready to cooperate, to working together for help and for the peace, for the good relation. This is our goal. It is in our story, in our spirit, in our heart, in our mind. But now we have to do. This is our time.
Well, Luciano and Katie, thank you so much for being here with us and, gracing this Global Business Summit. It's been very, very inspiring to hear you and understand how actually sports can shape nations and craft champions as well. So thank you so much for being here. Katie, any closing words from you?
Well, what I can say, if I continue on to see the growth and the transformation of sport that's happening in India, and one of those goals is to be a top 10 nation at an Olympic Games, you're on track to moving towards that goal.
Thank you so much. A huge round of applause, please, for Luciano and Katie.